Refusal to assess appeal. This video will cover decision to refuse to assess, including the legal test, mediation, submitting the Send 35A form, what happens next. Refusal to assess appeals. To make this appeal, you must have received a decision letter from the local authority advising that they have refused your application for an EHC needs assessment. They must give the reasons for the decision and notify you in writing of your right to appeal this decision to the Send Tribunal and of the requirement to consider mediation. This type of appeal is known as on the papers. The legal test to assess. The local authority must secure an EHC needs assessment for the child or young person if, after having regard to any views expressed and evidence submitted under subsection 7, the authority is of the opinion that A. The child or young person has or may have special educational needs, and B. It may be necessary for the special educational provision to be made for the child or young person in accordance with an EHC plan. The local authority should consider evidence of the child or young person's academic attainment and rate of progress, information about the nature, extent and context of the child or young person's send, evidence of the action already taken by the school or setting. Where progress has been made, it has only been as the result of much additional intervention and support over and above what is usually provided. Evidence of the child or young person's physical, emotional and social development and health needs. Meeting the legal test. Generally, there are 3 ways of establishing this. You can argue that a full assessment is the only way to find out what the difficulties are and what help is needed. The school or institution may not be able to provide all the educational help needed unless it receives extra help from the local authority. The school or institution has provided all the help that could be expected, but the child or young person has not made enough progress. Mediation. Before appealing to the tribunal, mediation should be considered. You have 2 months from receiving the decision letter from the local authority to contact Collis Mediation Limited. Mediation is voluntary. If you decide to mediate, the mediation advisor will organise this with the local authority within 30 days. The mediation session will be held and the mediation certificate will be issued within 3 working days. If the local authority uphold their decision not to assess, then appeal can be submitted to the Tribunal service using the Send 35A form. If you decide not to mediate, contact the mediation service who will issue a mediation certificate within 3 working days. The certificate is required to submit your appeal using the Send 35A form, either within 2 months of the original decision or 1 month of the mediation certificate date, whichever is later. If you would like more information, please see our Mediations Before Appeals video. Send 35A form. This form is used to tell the tribunal why you disagree with the local authority refusing the EHC needs assessment. For this type of appeal, the tribunal will apply the legal test. As this will be a paper-based hearing, it is important that you think carefully about the reasons you are going to give and about the evidence that you want to send in to support it. Try to keep your answers clear and to the point. You do not need to use legal language. Appeal criteria. You can lodge an appeal if you have received a decision letter from the local authority, the young person is aged 0 to 24, you are the parent or have care of the young person, or you have been asked to act on behalf of someone who has parental responsibility for the young person aged 0 to 15 or by the young person aged 16 to 24. You have a mediation certificate. It is less than 2 months from the date on your decision letter or less than 1 month from the date on your mediation certificate. Completing the Send 35A form. For more information on completing the Send 35A form, please watch our video linked at the end of this video. Submitting your appeal form. Email send@hmcts.gsi.gov.uk. Address HM Courts and Tribunal Service, Special Educational Needs and Disability Tribunal, First Floor, Darlington Magistrates Court, Parkgate, Darlington, DL1 1RU. Enquiries 01325 289 350. Appeal timeline. Send appeals usually take up to 12 weeks to get a decision. However, this is extended at the moment due to a high volume of appeals being received. Appeal received and registered within 20 working days. Acknowledgement letter and bundle sent out. Copy sent to the LA. They have 30 working days to respond or settle. Hearing decision sent within 10 working days. Further Send information and advice on a wide range of topics is available on our website. Visit www.leadsendias.co.uk. On social media, search Lead Sendias. Other sources of information, advice and support about mediation and Send tribunals include Contact for Families with Disabled Children, www.contact.org.uk. Independent Provider of Special Educational Advice, www.ipsy.org.uk. SOS SEN, www.sossen.org.uk. Government Information and Services website, www.gov.uk. Collis Mediation Limited, www.collismediationlimited.com. Thank you for watching this video. We hope it was helpful. Other videos in this series include mediation before appeals and completing the Send 35A form.